So this actually happened today. A few hours ago. So a friend set me up with this woman because she thought we have similar hobbies and a similar dark humor. We met today the first time for a coffee, tea. We were actually having a good time, or at least I thought so. We clicked right away and had a lot to talk and laugh about. After like an hour she suggested to pay our drinks and go somewhere else for lunch and I happily agreed. As we were about to pay our drinks she started searching her purse for her wallet and put various objects on the counter because she seemed like to have a bit of a mess in her purse. One of these objects was a pepper spray. I casually mentioned after leaving the coffee you'd consider getting a different pepper spray if you plan to defend yourself. This one is quite useless. For a bit of context, I used to test various of pepper sprays and tear gas in the military. We were stupid and young but it was also kind of thrilling. And the product she had was by far the worst, weakest we tested. I just recognized the bottle because it was so bad and thought I should let her know that this is probably not the best option to go with. But she obviously didn't know about that because, well, we just met an hour ago. After this comment our conversation kind of died and she suddenly had a work emergency and had to go. It took me a few minutes until I realized that my comment was beyond creepy without any context. I am definitely not used to meet new people. I hope I've not traumatized her. TLDR, creeped out a woman I've only met an hour before by telling her her pepper spray would be not very effective if she intended to defend herself. And #X200B. Edit, it's all good. She called me, she apologized for running off, I apologized for my weird comment and we are going out again. Yee. I'll try to not do any weird comments about her precautions again. Edit 2, thanks for blowing this up. She found the post and now we are sending each other screenshots of weird, funny comments. Thanks for the entertainment. Edit 3, I am not an expert for defense spray. We were just some bored soldiers with some examples. And this one was outstanding mild, bad, that is why I have recognized it. So don't ask me for pepper spray advice. This happened almost 15 years ago, and came back to bite me today, which is why it's a tifu. My wife loves Christmas songs, and she loves to sing them. 15 years ago, we were on a holiday car ride and she decided to pass the time by singing the Christmas song over and over again, and me being me decided to fuck with her just to be funny. When she got to Jack Frost nipping at your nose, I blanched and asked her why she was singing that song, in an absolutely mortified voice. When she looked confused, I feigned surprise that she was unaware of her faux pas and proceeded to inform her that like many a Grimm's fairy tale, Christmas songs often have a dark past and that Jack Frost was the name of a mental patient from the 20s who broke out of an asylum during a Christmas break and went around devouring faces, particularly noses, to which he had acquired a taste for. She bought it hook, line, and sinker. She was shocked, horrified that people would sing about it, and we talked about it for the duration of the ride. Jack Frost's antics growing darker and darker as the miles flew by. Fast forward to this morning, I'm in a good mood, it's super snowy, and I have snow blow the driveway. As I'm getting dressed, I start singing the Christmas song and she chastises me in a teasing voice. I had no idea what she was talking about. She then confides that Jack Frost, the serial nose-biter, had forever ruined the song for her, and she can no longer stand it. I laugh and explain that I was teasing that day, and I honestly didn't think she believed me. She got mad. Mad. Apparently, this has been her go-to fact during the holidays, and for the last 15 years has shared this dark and gruesome tidbit with anyone who would listen. I guess a sea of confused and disbelieving looks and a flashback of people staring at her as if she were a nose-biter came back to haunt her as the lie she had been spreading for years came back in a moment of dawning comprehension. She's mad and a little hurt, and I am apparently the king of lies who is never to be trusted again. TL, doctor, I told my wife that a Christmas song was about a serial face-eater, and she spread that gospel like it was handed down on a stone tablet. Edited a word that spellcheck didn't like. Also, thank you for all the awards, well wishes, and whatnot. She's forgiven me, feels stupid, and now I have to explain to her what Reddit is, and how this is my top submission. So I'm not out of the doghouse yet. Next morning edit, all is well. She loves me, should have expected this from me as I have a tendency to lean towards mischief, and even laughed about Reddit and Newsweek. All is good, there will be no divorce. I'm sorry that I'm basically Satan from the small group of you requesting that I kill myself for a good-natured teasing, and those of you who claim that you'd never marry me because I'm a manipulative asshole. You've never seen me dance. You would. You so would. So I'm the family genealogist. I have done hundreds of hours of genealogy research and have composted a family tree of well over 8,000 individuals. Well, a couple of months ago I was at a wedding and I was chatting up one of my cousins I hadn't spoken to in a while. She introduced me to her date, and all was well. Until she mentioned her date's last name, which I immediately recognized as being a last name in our family tree. I asked who his dad and grandfather were and I pulled up my research, and sure enough, they were third cousins once removed. He and I had a laugh about it, but I could tell she was less than thrilled. I later found out that she just couldn't take that information and was grossed out by it. She broke it off with him that night and it caused quite a bit of drama in the family. She ended up blocking me on Facebook and is pissed off at me for even telling her about it. TLDR, was introduced to my cousin's boyfriend. Recognized the last name as being a family name, then learned that she and her boyfriend were actually cousins. She broke up with him and won't talk to me anymore.